Does a fly in, fly out job lead to a mining job? Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters. And this is a question that I've been getting a lot lately. I got a job as a utility. I've been doing it for 12 months. How do I make the jump across to one of the mining jobs? Or I've got 5-10 years experience doing fly in, fly out work on oil and gas or in shutdown work. How do I transfer across to the mining side of things? And you know, the easy answer to that is, well, the answer to that is that it's not easy. It's not easy to make that jump across, unfortunately. A lot of people get into the utility jobs. Well, if we first off look at the utility jobs as a pathway in, then you're like going in as a bus driver or helping out in the kitchen or making beds or whatever you're doing as a utility worker, and then hoping that, you know, you do the right thing and you're noticed by one of the mining bosses and they put you on. The unfortunate thing with that is that they've got poaching rules. And, you know, back in the day when I first started, that's what used to happen with if the nipper, if someone quit and the nipper got moved up and the person washing the dishes was, you know, an all right sort of person and they were working hard and looked, you know, like they were going to make a reasonable sort of worker, then the foreman had poached them straight out of the kitchen. And what happened was, or poached them straight out of the camp, you know, doing whatever they were doing. And, you know, what happened was that, you know, people saw it as an entry-level way in, which it was at the time, but the companies that were running the camps got really pissed off because they couldn't hold anybody in a position for any length of time, you know, and you know, somebody's got to wash the dishes and somebody's got to make the beds, and you know, it's all about having staff to do it. And if you keep constantly turning staff over because the other employer on site is poaching them, then you've got a problem. So up in Taufa in I think it was 98 or 99, they changed the on-site rule to, if you transferred from one company to another, you had to go off-site for 6 months before you could make the transfer. And that, in effect, made it impossible to go from the kitchen to the mine site. And a lot of the mining companies have continued with that. And that's part of their, the catering companies, I should say, have continued asking the mining companies to put that rule in place for all their mine sites. And the problem with that is that, you know, it's really suppressed wages. And if you come over to the W1N Facebook page, a question got asked not too long ago about, you know, how much head chef, a fly in, fly out head chef makes. And I like the one that says not enough, because that's 100% true. And from the looks of things, if you go through it, if you're on casual, then you probably make about $50 an hour. But if you're full time, you're probably lucky to make, you know, sort of $35 to $38 an hour, which is, you know, sort of what the entry level people make in the mining side of things. And the main reason that that's like that is because they're not allowed to, you know, you're not allowed to poach those people, you know, and that's let the big companies, you know, not pay a lot for the utility workers over the last 20 years now. So that's the big downside to trying to get in as a utility worker. Now, I know people will be watching this, or someone will be watching this saying, oh, I did it, you know, I got in like that. I'm not saying that it's 100% impossible. You know, people do make it work over extreme lengths of time and just a little bit of good luck. But for the 95 percent of other people, it's just, you know, it's just not going to work. So there's only a very small amount of people that actually make that pathway work. And, you know, I like to tell them that they're the exception that proves the rule. And, you know, it's to get in as a utility worker, you have to do well on the site that you're on, so much so that the person in charge on that site's willing to try and find you a job on a different site. And, you know, that's a big stretch for a lot of people. So I like to tell people, you know, you're better off going in directly, and that's, you know, by applying directly for the nippers and the truck and the offsider roles, rather than just to try and get your foot on site and then get across. The other problem is that you know, we've got a whole heap of people with shutdown work experience and oil and gas experience that you know, try and leverage their fly and fly out experience into these mining jobs. And, you know, it does tick a box, don't get me wrong. Having the fly and fly out experience definitely ticks a box, but it's only one box. And if you've got to be trained from scratch about everything else about the industry, then unfortunately, you know, it just puts you in that that classic situation of sink or swim training again. And, you know, the easiest way around it, and I get approached by a lot of people that are trying to jump from a utility job or a shutdown job into an actual mining job, the easiest way to do it is just to pair your current experience up with mining knowledge. And you can do that doing the sponsors, you know, Introduction to Underground Mining course. It's $450. It doesn't cost a real lot. Goes into great detail about everything that you need to know. So when you sign up for it, you end up going to this page. It's your account. I've signed in as the mining coach, and you can start with your basic mine site operation, NIPA and other important duties, and you just go through them. And just to give you an idea, this is one of the pages, and duties of employers, but it's all the information that you need to know to get in. So if we bring up ventilation, talks about the primary ventilation, how it works, secondary ventilation, how that works, goes into all detail about what's going on. So you've got a full understanding of what you're getting yourself into. And when you can marry up that knowledge and information with your practical experience of being in a fly in, fly out job, that's something to offer the employers. But you've got to study and you've got to know it. The thing that's really going against some of the oil and gas guys and some of the shutdown workers trying to get a start is that, you know, a lot of companies have already had a fair few people in that position through that haven't exactly covered themselves in glory, unfortunately. And that's, you know, one of the things that you need to be aware of, that when you're trying to use your previous experience as leverage into a new job, you've got to understand how that previous experience is going to be viewed. And for the hard rock underground jobs, which there are lots out there and plentiful, you know, if you've got fly and fly out experience, like I said, that'll tick a box, but it won't get you over the line, because while they've still got to train you from scratch, then you know you're not in that different boat than anybody else that's just starting off. And like I said, sometimes the baggage that some people have come with in the past, you know, puts people off in the future from hiring, you know, people that have been in the same situation. You know, that's just the way it is, and that's just mining. So my advice is that if you've got some fly and fly out experience, but it's not practical mining experience, then have a look at the Intro to Underground Mining course. Goes into all the detail that you need to be able to convince the employers that you know how their mine works. And once you show them that you know how their mine works, it becomes a different scenario. And like I said before, you know, you marry up that mining knowledge with your practical fly and fly out experience, then you're probably on a winner. But if you keep on just trying to put your fly and fly out experience up as a reason for them to give you a job, then you might be banging your head against a brick wall for a fair while. You know, it is what it is. So I hope you found that helpful, and I've done this video because a lot of people have asked how to make the jump in the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks. So, you know, if you want to try and make that jump, you've got to give them something. You've got to offer the employer something. And with hard rock underground, with truck driving jobs and nipper jobs and offsider jobs, if you know how the mine works and what's going to be expected of you on site, you've got something to offer the employers, and that's the way to go. So if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, that would be wonderful, and share this information around.